Welcome to the Nerds Who Swing podcast.
Welcome to the Nerds Who Swing podcast.
I'm Margot.
And I'm Miller. You can find us everywhere where you would find like a normal podcast.
A
iTunes.
normal podcast.
Yeah.
They have normal ones and sexy
They
ones.
do.
They have them all.
This is in the sexy iTunes department. You
Yeah.
can find us anywhere. Just search Nerds Who Swing. Facebook, Twitter, everywhere. You can find us.
Twitter everywhere? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're all the places.
We are everywhere you want us to be.
And you, well, I mean,
or we could be.
there's that.
Yeah. Email us at nerdswhoswing@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Email questions,
Yeah.
comments, send in pictures, and you can be on our logo.
That's right. Every episode, we have a contest where you could be in the Nerds Who Swing logo. Go to our Instagram page, and you can find all the past winners of every episode.
They're not all me or
No,
you.
You
There
are
lots
in
of other
some, and
people.
I'm in some, but
Yeah.
that was like the first couple episodes.
Yeah.
Now we have all of our sexy listeners
It's so awesome.
giving us their pictures.
It's really,
amazing.
really good.
Yeah.
Now and then they're too sexy, but that's fine.
Yeah, that's okay. I sometimes have to put the words over the titties just so you don't see the nipples, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
Keep sending in those nipples, ladies.
Send us your nipples, exactly. Yeah. Welcome to the Nerds Who Swing podcast.
Thanks for listening.
It's not the way you think that turns me on. The last thing I wanna do is listen to you talk. I don't wanna know what you're about. I just want your dirty little mind and your dirty little mouth.
I agree totally.
Well, I agree more.
I agree.
Everybody says that I agree the best.
I have the best agreements.
I have all the best agreements. All right. All right.
Hi.
Margot.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me?
Tell us about your magical breasts and how you got them.
Well, I mean, I paid extra
Margot's
for the magical package.
breasts.
No, they're not magical.
They sparkle a lot,
They're yeah, I went with the like extra
There's
sparkle
tiny
package.
fireworks that shoot out
Yeah.
occasionally at night.
that's
Every night
standard.
at like 9 p.m. There's a little fireworks show.
Yeah, I think that's pretty standard.
Yeah.
But you can sell tickets
That's true. We've
Help
had a
pay
lot
them
of
off,
tourists.
which is great.
Yeah. Yeah.
because it's not cheap.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, so let's start from where we left off. We left off with you going for a
Where did we
consult.
leave? Okay.
And so you were happy with what the doctor had said. You felt comfortable with the doctor.
Right.
And from there, you were basically deciding whether to go through with it. Not whether to go through with it. I think you had decided to do it.
Oh, I mean, I've wanted
You've
to.
wanted to for
like
a while, but it's
decade.
more so like, is it the right time for us
Yeah.
to do like right now? Just literally time of the year. Like,
Yeah.
what do I have coming up?
Well, I
What's in my
think
schedule?
My
Like,
last consult, like my first consult was in March.
Yeah.
And we were going to Hawaii and
Right.
we were
Last March.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a
sorry.
year ago.
Last March was my first consult.
March of
And
2018.
I couldn't have gotten into I think have the surgery until I don't remember exactly.
Yeah.
But I remember it being later than what I would have thought because summer holidays is coming and
right.
just in terms of dressing, like how to sort of
Yeah.
dress and taking care of kids and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Well,
It
and
just
we-
didn't
yeah.
seem good
Right.
to do it last summer.
Yeah. Like, we are crazy blessed that you get to spend like the summer with our kids.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So like, you not being able to like to take some of those days away from you because you have your surgery or whatever
Mm-hmm.
just kind of wasn't like an option for you.
Not really.
Like,
Not worth it. Well,
I think it
that's
would have been
not
okay.
maybe the right way to say it,
but I feel like I think you would have felt too guilty, kind of,
For sure.
about it.
Yeah. Well, and even like you can't swim.
Yeah,
For
that's
like
true.
6 weeks
Right.
in summer.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
It's only like
That's where we
3
live.
weeks long here.
Exactly. I gotta be able to take the kids to the pool. And
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. Yeah.
That's part of it. And then I don't know why we didn't do it in the fall. It seems like that could have happened. But anyway, and then we had another big trip planned.
I think we were trying to align it with maybe because there was a hotel takeover that was like not that far away from when your
That's right.
date would have been.
Halloween.
And we ended up not being able. We had to cancel at the last second,
minute.
anyways.
Yeah, it would have been like 2 weeks before
Yeah,
a hotel
but you
party.
would have been pretty soon after, and you didn't know if you'd feel comfortable going. And
Yeah.
we had kind of already bought the tickets to go, which didn't matter anyways because we didn't go.
As it
But
happened, yeah.
anyways,
Well, and even like, how will I feel and
Yeah.
what will I wear and what can my costume be? And then I remember I didn't want to do it so that it was in December because we have lots of birthdays and then Christmas, of
Yeah.
course. And then we had a big trip in February.
Yeah,
and
which we talked about on
then-
the show. We've mentioned.
Oh,
it.
and then we had another trip in March.
Yeah,
Anyways,
yeah.
it was just like, how am I supposed to schedule this? And I
Yeah.
know, and listeners wrote in and said that I was a little too worried about the recovery, which is totally
Right.
fair but they kind of, I don't want to say scare you, but they're like, for 6 weeks,
Yeah.
don't do a lot. Like, don't
Right.
exercise, don't lift anything, don't get your heart rate too high, all that
Yeah.
stuff.
And I don't think they're wrong.
No,
I'd say 6 weeks is like about how long it's taken for you to
you
like
shouldn't
feel
help
back
someone
to
move,
being you.
or you
Yeah.
shouldn't do. But you can do stuff.
You can
Like,
do some stuff, but I
yeah.
feel like you do have to be careful though still.
Yeah, you do.
Because you want to try to like minimize scarring and stuff like that.
Yeah, and you're
want-
wearing a compression
Yeah.
bra that they give you for
Right.
those 6 weeks as well. So
Yeah.
some outfits aren't great
Right.
because you can see like these big wide
Yeah.
straps and
Yeah.
like all that kind of stuff. Anyways,
Anyway, we're jumping
a
ahead
few
too far.
things.
Let's go back.
Oh,
So we're just
okay.
trying to talk about the
Sorry, what
calendar.
was I talking about? The calendar.
Yeah.
Oh, but that's important.
Yeah.
So while I don't think you're certainly not bedridden for
No.
6 weeks, not even close, but I do think if you want to book it, you need to look from that date for the next 6 weeks and see what you got coming up.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
if you have some things that are whatever, I
Yeah.
don't know, like travel would be a dicey one, I think, because especially if it's like air travel and stuff, and
Yeah.
what if you do need something when you're away? And I don't know. I
Right.
think that would be kind of
Yeah.
rough. I think you'd want
I
those
think-
6 weeks
yeah.
to be mostly
For peace of mind,
Home.
you want to be able to like know that you could go to your doctor at any point.
Yeah.
If you had to.
or at least
so-
be in your country, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
just, you don't have to mess around with like other insurance or I don't know, all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, I agree.
I do definitely think you need to plan those 6 weeks of like, if there's a really big play party you've been looking forward to,
Yeah.
well, don't do
Yeah.
your surgery unless you're at least 6 weeks out from that.
Right.
Maybe you'll feel great after 3. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Things aren't going to be kind of like dropped the right way.
Yeah.
You're going to have, like I say, the compression bra. It's
Yeah.
just not going to be ideal. If you
No.
wait the 6 weeks, then you're pretty much good
Right.
to go, which,
Yeah,
yeah, that's all.
I agree.
Keep it in mind.
So we finally got it worked out on the calendar.
Yes.
So you had it done. It was April.
Yeah, first week of April. Right after
right.
my birthday.
Nice. Yes. Yeah. His birthday titties.
Yeah. Birthday boobs. It's the gift I gave myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
So let's talk about. So you picked the day, which was great. I don't think there was anything you had to do beforehand, really.
Well, I went back because my console had been so long
Oh,
ago.
that's true.
I did go
you
back for
basically had to
another-
redo the console.
essentially because I think she wanted to check in. Like,
Yeah.
it's been a year.
Yeah.
Did
That's true.
something happen? Are
Right.
you unhappy?
I think there's like a time limit they give you on it.
It
Like
was
if
a
you
year.
decide you have to book within a certain number of days.
Yeah. So when I went for that consult, they gave me. Well, we talked about everything,
Yeah.
of course, and which options you could choose and stuff. But they also gave me a cost,
Right.
and that cost was only valid for a year.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, you have to come back for another
Right.
consult, and then I mean, I guess the cost could go up or down from there. I don't know, but I booked
Yeah.
my other appointment within a year,
Right.
So they
So you-
honored the same cost or whatever,
Right.
and I went back to the same woman who was great. If
Awesome.
anybody, I don't know how to say, because I would like to recommend her,
Right.
But I also don't. Do we sort of say where we're from?
Well, we've said that we're from Western Canada.
Okay,
If you are looking to get it done somewhere
Okay.
in that region,
send us a message. I'll let you know.
email us at
'Cause she was great.
nerdshoswing@gmail.com and we'll totally pass along her
Yeah.
contact information.
She was lovely. Her like all the staff at like the office.
Even the locations were great.
So nice.
Yeah.
It's like it was great.
Yeah.
The whole process was wonderful.
Yeah.
Everybody was beyond lovely.
I agree.
Really supportive, helpful, all that stuff. So
Totally.
highly recommend. Which I think is, if you walk into, that would be my first piece of advice. If you walk into the office and you feel anything but fully supported and really helped by, and
Yeah.
and all your questions are answered and stuff like that, you should walk out and find
I
a
agree.
different one.
Yeah,
because
totally.
it's too much money, it's too much stress, it's
Yeah.
too much on your body
Yeah.
to not be 100% sure. Because I guarantee,
Yeah.
even if you feel 100% sure, you'll probably have at least one moment of like, so why did I do this again?
Yeah.
Because you're just gonna feel like shit or
Yeah.
whatever. So at least if you have like a good team of people,
Yeah.
and it's out there.
Yeah.
So if it's not the first place you go,
Yeah.
you'll find it.
Right.
Yeah. So don't. I don't know, have high expectations, I guess. Don't have low expectations.
Right.
Like really
Yeah.
require a lot
Don't
of those
aim
people.
low. I agree.
Yeah.
They should be making you feel comfortable from one end
Yeah.
all the way to the other.
Absolutely. Which I did, which helped huge.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so you went, you signed on for it. You're like,
Booked
give
a
me-
day.
Give me some boobs.
Had to give them a deposit.
Right, you gave him a
I don't know
deposit.
if people would expect that necessarily, but to book your day and hold your date, I had to give a deposit.
I would imagine
I
that's
think
probably
that's probably
standard.
pretty standard most places, but
Yeah.
just in case you weren't prepared, you know.
I mean, they make you put a deposit down when you buy a video game from a store, so probably they make you put a
Probably.
deposit down when you're buying boobs from
Right.
a doctor.
But if you weren't expecting it
Yeah.
and you thought that the whole cost was going to be covered,
True.
you know, late, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure everywhere's not identical either,
Right.
but that's
Well,
how this one worked.
Well, we can quickly talk about cost. We don't have to say what it is, but like, so you have the option whether you could pay for the whole thing flat out if you have the money,
Yes.
or there's like we got a pamphlet that said you could like sign up for like a monthly payment plan
Yeah.
that lets you. I think it was something like you can go from like paying like where we be completed in less than a year
I think you got to pick
all the way to
term.
like 6 years or something like that. Like really no different than a car.
Well, but different in the
but-
sense that it's completely flexible. Like
Right.
we picked.
Yeah. Well,
we
our one
said
was
we want to
really
pay this
flexible.
much per month.
Yeah.
And that equaled, I think it's 10 months
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
So that's how long.
But I just
we're gonna
mean you
do.
could do it over a longer period of time and
Yeah.
have the payments be significantly less.
Absolutely.
Than if you wanted to pay it quicker.
Yep.
So, anyways, we don't have to talk about how much it was or anything. I just
I
wanted to
wonder
say
if
that
it's the same all around the world.
it's
I
probably
wouldn't
not.
wanna-
It's probably pretty different depending on where you are.
I mean, I don't mind saying how much it was, but I don't want to steer somebody the
You know
wrong
what?
way.
How about if we get enough people who send us like who had it done?
Yeah.
Like if you had it done, just like
Sure, send us a monetary
send us how
amount.
much it was, and we will.
We'll see if it's similar.
We won't say your name or anything. Just tell us how much it was and where you live.
Yeah. I'll
And
say
if
this.
we get enough of that kind of data, we'll read a couple of them so
Yeah.
that everybody can get an idea of the range that it's in.
Yeah. I'll say this for a sort of middle class family.
Yeah.
It's more than you will have to just plunk down and pay. Like, I just got this in cash or
Yeah,
even
you
on
have to,
credit.
like-
It's bigger than that.
Yeah.
It's enough that you need to decide
Yeah, to do
how
it.
you're going to pay, whether you take some out of savings or I
Yeah,
don't know, whatever
whatever you
your
decide
financial
to do it,
situation
yeah.
is. But it's not, it's more than the amount that you would just be able to just like, oh, just swipe my MasterCard or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
more than that.
I agree.
So
we're not all
it's
Tony
enough-
Stark where we
Yeah.
have like, yeah.
It's enough that you're going to need a plan,
Yeah,
probably.
you
Unless
probably-
you're, maybe not.
Which
but
is
I
maybe
think
a
for
good
most
thing so that you
people.
think about it before you do it. So it actually means something to you. Like
That's
in
yeah,
a way.
for sure.
Like
It's
you
a
don't
big
just
purchase.
willy-nilly go and do it.
Willy-nilly.
That's right.
Like all these women are just coming off
Yeah.
the street.
I
I,
was
would like some
give me some
willy-nilly
new
implants.
titties today.
I don't think anybody's doing that, but okay.
Yeah, $20. Here you go. Yeah.
Super not
Yeah.
close to $20. Your prescriptions will cost you that much.
Yeah.
Ellie.
Okay, so you decided to do it, sorted out however you're going to pay for it,
Yeah.
and then you had to go for a couple quick, like,
You have to do so. I saw the
Before
surgeon.
the actual day.
Book the day.
Yeah.
Pay the deposit, and then she sent me with like a form from my doctor, my regular normal doctor,
right,
to fill out.
normal doctor. That
Well, like
sounds
your
so
day-to-day
like
GP.
she's
I don't know
shitting
what
on
the term
doctor.
is.
Just some fucking normal
No,
doctor.
she's
I'm
great.
just
I
kidding.
love my normal doctor.
I'm
she's
joking.
great, but she's not
Yeah,
like
no, she's
your
really good.
surgeon. She's not
Yeah.
your whatever. She's your like
Yeah,
yeah. So you have like a whole normal physical.
yeah,
Talk to her about it. Da, da,
right.
da,
And yours
whatever.
was super supportive,
Fantastic.
which was awesome.
Which I also I don't know. You
I
don't
that
know.
you should almost use that as a test for your normal doctor, because if your normal doctor is a dick when you bring this up, you need to get a new
No, she was
normal
great.
doctor.
She was like, so, I'm
Yeah.
so excited for you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's
She's like, I can't wait to
exactly
touch
what
them
I
later.
needed to hear. Well, maybe. I don't know. She's cute. I don't know. Whatever. If it happens, it happens.
yeah.
Yeah. So
Is it normal for your doctor to put her face between your boobs and like, yeah,
that's one of the tests.
yeah.
No,
This
please
is
don't put that
standard.
out
Yeah, yeah. No, doctors do
Ladies,
not do that. Yeah,
if that's happening.
yeah, yeah.
You need to alert the authorities. That's not okay.
Unless you want it to happen, then it's okay.
Not in a doctor's office. Still
Yeah.
not cool.
Yeah.
No.
Unless you're into that kind
No.
of thing.
Stop it.
Just teasing.
I was gonna full name you.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, okay. So, went to my doctor, had a physical. That's
Yeah.
kind of normal and fine. Although, think about that when you're booking your surgery date, because some places can book you a surgery within about a month from your, hey, I want to do it, to the actual on the table getting it done. It can be within a month. And if it's hard to get into your regular doctor, that can be a little, anyway, just think about it.
I thought that your doctor said it was like, there's certain times of year that are busier.
Yeah.
Or something. So
yeah.
I think when you initially went, they could have got you in like super fast or something.
It was like 3 weeks or something. And this one was more like 6 or something like that.
You like couldn't line up your other doctor's appointments like in time to make it happen.
Yeah. So think about that.
Yeah.
Like as soon when you leave your surgeon's office, call and make your regular appointment, because
just
don't wait, to make sure you can get
that
done. Don't be like, I got 6 weeks, because you never know.
Yeah. And it's different, like everybody's own doctor's wait times are like different.
Of course,
like I've called my doctor sometimes.
You can
like
get
to go
in
check,
right away,
and it's like, oh yeah, you could see him like tomorrow.
Yeah.
And other times it's like, how's 2020 for you?
Yeah, exactly. How's that looking?
Yeah.
Is it open?
Yeah.
And then I had to go for blood work too, like just to a lab and do blood work or whatever.
That's right.
And then they sent all that to the surgeon. Like they had to fax everything to her, but they take care of all that, so that was good.
Yeah.
And then you also have that time to figure out your financing. You don't have to leave the office that day knowing how you're going to pay for it. You just give them the deposit, and they don't care how.
So
the
I guess
rest
you
of
have to have the
there.
deposit sorted out, however much that would be.
Yeah, I would imagine it will be, I'm going to say $1,000 or less.
Canadian.
Oh, okay. I can't remember how much mine was, and I've heard different numbers, but I want to say 500 is maybe standard, but I don't want people to think that like it could be more. I think it's probably around 500.
Probably.
But
maybe that's
it
American.
Might be, yeah, it might be
I'm not sure.
more, but it's a good chunk.
It's enough that you need to think about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I wouldn't pick a date unless you're pretty sure about it.
Yeah.
You know? And then that's it.
That's all the pre stuff,
those are the two
right?
appointments, and then
did you have to do anything? I don't think you had to really do anything like physically for you. Like
no, I mean you can't drink for I think it was 48 hours before the appointment.
Yeah.
Which is not a big
deal.
That's
normal for any kind of like.
And then I think you couldn't eat anything after midnight the night before, or 12 hours before,
right?
Maybe something like that.
Okay,
12 hours before, which is also completely normal for any kind of surgery. And I think that's it. I don't really think there was anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about on the day then.
The morning of.
Yes.
So we had to be there really early.
Yeah, because you were like the first one of the day.
Yeah,
which is
actually
probably good, because then you don't spend the day like worrying.
Yeah.
Like even like when I have like a dentist appointment, like in the afternoon, I end up spending like the whole day at work being like,
hang on,
oh fuck, I gotta get a filling later, like thinking about it all day. It's essentially the same thing for a dude.
Okay.
Filling and
Okay.
Let's just move on from this topic before you get to talk about it. Yeah.
Like,
and then I'm just gonna keep talking.
I'm getting
so that you
red-faced himself.
I can't just yeah. So, anyways, yeah.
He's filibustering because he knows that I'm gonna. Yeah.
I'm just saying that any appointment you have in the afternoon for anything, big or small, you can end up thinking about it throughout the day.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. I'm
if,
not saying they're on the
where
same
you end,
level. I'm just saying that.
Good.
I think it's good that you had it in the morning, because I would imagine by the time, like if you didn't and you had it at like whatever in the afternoon,
yeah,
like you'd be think you have all day to think about it.
Well, and you can't eat or drink anything, not even water.
Right, for however long your
before.
Doctor says
so if it was at
so.
3 p.m. or something,
right,
you can't have even water that whole day.
Yeah,
that sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you would be nervous for sure.
Yeah,
you'd be just nervous and crazy all day. You know, like how you are before you go to the dentist, because it's the same.
It's essentially the same thing. That's what I've read in lots of men's forums.
Can you hear my eyes rolling? Yeah. Is it a big enough eye roll that it's actually audible and the mic is picking it up? Because that's how big it is. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, so you had it in the early in the morning, which was great.
Yeah, I was done, and we were home by I don't know.
So
before noon.
I know. Well, I drove you to the place.
Yeah.
And dropped you off. And you said the receptionist lady was like super nice and everything, which goes to more to your what you said before. Like,
it's so important.
You want nice. Like if you go there and the receptionist is like a dick to you,
especially on that day, you're feeling a little nervous and a little fragile.
Yeah.
It doesn't take a lot, I think, in that moment for someone to just really, I don't know.
Yeah. But she was really like
she
nice.
was really, really nice. Yeah.
Which is great.
Mm-hmm.
So you had that, and then what happened? I don't know what happened at
Oh.
this point because I left.
Well, okay.
I went to
So
work. It was weird, kind of, to like drop you off and then like
later.
go. Yeah.
Well, it's not as though, just to be clear, it's not as though you can't. Like you can't wait there. There's not anywhere for you to be,
No.
so it's not as though you
I
weren't being
wasn't ditching
supportive.
you. Like,
We're just like,
see you later, fucker. Yeah.
kick me out of a moving car, and I had
Come
to
back
roll.
when you got other boobs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
No.
So I went to like a smaller room,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
you get a robe and you get some meds.
Right.
They were like anti-nausea meds.
Yeah.
They confirm everything that you're getting. They took some photos, like before photos.
Okay.
Which is a really weird experience because we've all seen before photos of
Yeah.
everything before, like weight loss or before Botox or before, like you
Right.
always see the before, and it's a very weird feeling to be like, oh, I'm the before.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
how I feel
Right now, I am in the before stage, and
because no one looks at those photos and wants to be the before.
that's true.
So that's interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
I got a robe. I got like little booties and whatever.
Yeah.
And I waited in that room for a sec.
Yeah.
And then and nurse came got me, and you for me anyways, like walked into the OR and hopped up on the table. Like there
Right.
was no. You didn't get like sedated in one room, or they didn't bring you in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a elective surgery. You're not
Right.
hurt or something,
Yeah.
right? But that was just kind of funny, like to me. I guess
Yeah,
I've
to
never
walk
had
in.
really, to just like walk in, and it's an OR, and there's the anesthesiologist, and there's
Yeah.
the table, and the lights, and everything was
Yeah.
there. It was a little bit. I guess it's almost a little jarring because you're like,
Well, I think you're used
oh
to.
shit,
Yeah.
it's on. Like this
Yeah.
is real.
Yeah. It's stuff.
But it's
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
Yeah.
you're used to TV where like people are rushed in there, like it's an emergency.
that's
We
true.
got to get them in there fast.
Yeah,
But you said everybody was like super nice when you
really
went
nice.
in.
All ladies too,
And all
which I don't
ladies,
know
which
if
is awesome,
that's
yeah.
it's fantastic. I don't know if that's common or not, but I just
Yeah.
that was kind of a cool
If it makes
thing.
you feel like more
Yeah.
comfortable though in that situation.
Yeah. So I got on the table, and I'm just in like the gown, and
Yeah.
they put like this nice like warm weighted blanket
Cool.
thing.
Yeah.
And you have to put out your arm, and then they do the whole
Yeah.
anesthesiology thing. And she was super nice,
Mm-hmm.
and she just kind of warns you about what's going to happen, and then they give you the IV. And
Cool.
they didn't specifically say count the whole thing you see
Countdown
on
thing.
TV, the countdown thing,
Yeah.
but they were just kind of talking to me like,
Okay.
so how are
Yeah.
I don't remember really now, but it was just a very normal conversation, like,
Right.
how old are your kids or something? I can't remember.
Right.
Something like that. And it was just like, yeah, great. Blah, blah. Like you're talking, and then you're just like, oh, I'm gone.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I should have asked to record that.
if there was video-
If I would have just rushed in right then and be like, listen, doctor, can you...
I have to video this.
This is a live episode of Nerds Who Swing.
Because it felt like what was very normal conversation, and
Yeah.
then just like a door slammed. Like,
Oh, and
you're
you were
done.
just like out.
Yeah. And then I don't remember anything.
The literal door didn't slam. Like
I don't think so.
The doctor came in acting all cool, slamming doors, kicking
That's
machines.
the
He's like, let's get this done.
The anesthesia you get is them just smacking you in the face with the door. I don't think so. No, I don't think so. It was much gentler than that.
Okay.
And I just woke up in recovery. But there was like a lovely nurse there.
Yeah.
And I just kind of, I just remember waking up. I remember seeing the clock.
Yep.
I want to say it said like 10 or something. And I remember thinking like, holy crap, like that was fast.
Yeah.
Which is great. The whole thing only takes about an hour and a half, which is pretty cool. And
Yeah.
also something to think about when you're structuring your day. Like if you
Yeah.
have kids to get to school or pick
Right.
up or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have
Yeah.
help that day. That'd probably be a good day to use that.
Right.
But anyway, just kind of interesting. And just kind of slowly woke up, dozed in and out. She
Right.
got me some water. She asked how I was doing.
Oh, I should say that
then you
they probably
came.
called, like, so when I dropped you off, they asked if I was going to come pick you up.
And you were like,
And they
"Meh."
asked where I
No, thanks.
was coming from so that they could time it right. So I think they probably called me almost as soon as you came out of the surgery.
Oh, probably.
Because when they called me, they said, like, you could probably come, like, start coming to get her, because we lived about a half an hour from where you had it done. And they said, but, like, if you come right now, you can go and pick up, like, her medication and then come back and get her. Because it was probably, like, an hour from when, like, they called me to when I could pick you up.
Right.
So probably soon after you woke up, the nurse called me.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you came and they gave you my prescriptions, which was
Right.
an antibiotic and a painkiller.
Yeah.
And then you went and picked them up.
Yeah.
Isn't that so nice? So then I'd have them right away.
I know, right? I
It's
should
so
totally get
nice.
bonus points with that. No,
You
just
did.
kidding. No, but
You already got them.
Yeah,
They've
that's
been
right.
used
Yeah.
up. Okay.
Damn it. Yeah.
But no, I thought that was really nice because then you don't
thank
have
you.
to. Well, you're not supposed to leave me
Right, for
alone, like at
24
home or
hours.
something. So
Yeah.
it was good to have those prescriptions already, and just a really smart way of doing it. You go
Yeah.
get those while I'm still kind of waking up
Yeah.
anyway. So
Yeah, so that was good, I thought. Because I got there, I had to, like, go to a different door than I dropped you off. It's
Oh.
almost like a recovery, like, private
a
exit.
back door kind of,
Yeah.
so that you don't have to walk through like
Yeah.
the lobby of people who haven't
Yeah.
had stuff done yet.
Yeah. And everybody,
Look at her. She looks
everybody
like she's been over by a
changes their
truck.
mind
Yeah.
and leaves. Yeah.
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 That's probably a smart move. Oh,
Yeah.
I also wanted to say this wasn't in a hospital.
Right.
I don't know if people are expecting it to be in a hospital.
Right. Maybe some of them are.
Where you live
Yeah.
could be. This was more of like a clinic,
A medical center kind of thing.
where they do, this is what they do there.
Right.
They do elective
Yeah.
and plastic surgeries and
Right.
things like that. I don't know. I'm sure all kinds of different types.
Everyone
but
is probably different.
Anyway, yeah.
But yeah.
Which was also very fancy.
Right.
It was sort of like what you see on TV versus if you ever watch like TV where they go and
Yeah.
have a consult with like a surgeon or whatever, it's always like really fancy. And then you
Yeah.
go to like a regular hospital and you're like, this is not
Yeah.
at all. What
Yeah.
like, yeah, it was like that. It was like nice
Right.
couches and just, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was sort of fancy.
Yeah.
But anyway,
That's okay. So I came to get you from the secret back entrance.
yes, where they had like a little waiting room thing
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
And there was like a little phone that I had to call to call the recovery area. And they gave me the prescription. I went to fill it or whatever, which was kind of like, it was funny because I went and gave them the prescription at the pharmacy. And it was at a Walmart. So I gave them that. And then like, because it was just the nearest pharmacy.
Yep.
But then the lady was like, okay, so it'll be like 15, 20 minutes. So I like had to walk around Walmart like aimlessly for 20 minutes in like this weird like, well, my wife is in like recovery just down the road.
Yeah.
I don't really know what to shop for right now.
I guess I'll get
What do I
some-
look for? Yeah.
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 What do I do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a strange like
You
20
should have
minutes.
bought me a present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Just kidding.
I brought you painkillers.
Yeah.
Painkillers.
That's all I wanted. So that's great.
Yeah. So I got those and then went back and got you.
And
to
then
get
you came into the room.
I came
That's
into
when
the
you came
room.
in. Where is it scary?
It's a little bit like, I don't know if scary is the right word, but it's strange to see like your spouse, you know, like laying in like a recovery bed
Yeah.
and like,
Probably.
yeah, you know, like you're a little like,
I wasn't
you're
like
with
hooked
it.
up to anything by that point.
I
Was
don't think so. I'm not even sure you had an IV or anything like that. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's not.
I mean, I did have, but maybe not once
yeah.
you
So
got there.
like, you seemed good, but also like it's still like, but she's still laying in a bed recovering from something. This
Yeah.
is not how I dropped her off this morning.
Right.
Like
It's not great. Yeah.
yeah.
Makes sense.
But you seemed happy,
Oh.
or
good.
like
That's nice.
you know, not like mad or like disappointed or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like it seemed like you had a good experience up to that point. Our cats are jumping around the place.
I just had to help her up.
Yeah.
I had to do a bit of an elevator
Yeah.
for her. Okay. I wanted to say, when they did the surgery, they also put the bra on me.
Right.
So when I woke up, there was like gauze and stuff.
Yep.
So I had just like a small incision underneath.
Yep.
That's it. Nowhere else.
Okay.
So it's pretty small, but it's underneath. They had that like gauze and tape, and then they had a bra already on me and like done up. It does up
Yeah.
in the front, and it's so hot.
Yeah.
It's like the ugliest thing I've ever seen. But it's
Yeah.
it's the type that you're supposed to wear to
Right.
everything to kind of like
Yeah.
shape correctly and
Yeah.
all that stuff. So that was all already done.
Right.
And then I just had to, they like help you get dressed. So don't pick anything that's hard to get on.
No, pick clothes that
Because
like
you're going to
are
have a
super
nurse
easy,
that's
baggy.
helping you.
Like,
It's not
yeah.
easy. You're going to think like you'll be fine, but you won't be able to put your arms over your head
Right.
at all.
Yeah.
You can get your hands to maybe shoulder, maybe.
Right.
And that's about it. So something like that you can put on and like zip up or something like that.
Right.
That's all you need.
Yeah.
Yeah. woolen something on the bottom,
Yeah,
some
yeah,
kind of pants.
some sort of pants.
But same
they
thing.
frown upon
you can't,
walking with no pants.
yeah, it's anyway. They'll
Yeah.
help you, but it's not
Right.
easy.
Okay.
Right. So
So the nurse helped you get dressed and everything, and you laid there for a while, relaxing, basking,
yeah, just
taking it easy.
chilling.
It was
you know?
basically a vacation for you at that
Yeah.
point. A hunt of drugs,
Sure.
just resting.
Well, there is
Yeah.
that. She was like, "Do you want more morphine?" I was like, "Oh, I think so."
Yeah.
Yes.
And then I came to get you, and they helped.
They wheelchair you out of there.
Yeah, to the car. I got you in the car with the help of a nurse.
That's another thing. Like, you can't even really do your seatbelt
Yes.
just because
That's
of
true.
reaching your arm around over your head, kind of, and stuff. Is all. It's just little things. Where
Yeah,
you're like,
things you don't realize
Can't do
how-
my damn
yeah.
seatbelt. Oh my
Yeah.
god! Like, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Well, you're not
But
even
yeah.
supposed to drive for like a couple days.
At least a
because-
couple days. Yeah.
Yeah. How
Because of
much you
doing
can
the
move your
wheel
arms
and then
stuff.
even like sudden stops and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
So-
The seatbelt on you and stuff.
Yeah. So once we got the seatbelt on you, finally,
Yeah.
we got you home,
Finally.
finally.
Wasn't that?
Yeah, like 30 minutes later.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. No, you just had to help me do it.
Yeah.
And we came home.
We came home, and I remember on the
What
way home,
happened?
you were very like, you were actually super chatty.
Oh, well, that's.
But I'm
good.
pretty sure I remember you were nervous that like I was gonna ask you all kinds of like questions
Really?
because you were gonna be like you had watched a video about a wife or something being
Oh.
like dopey after surgery, and the husband filming and asking a bunch of questions
Yeah, I do.
to like
remember
make her look dumb,
Yeah.
and you were like, "Don't do
that."
that."
that. Or like you see, like in kids when they get like their wisdom teeth
Yeah.
out, and then their parents are like, "He looks like an idiot," right? Like they ask him questions, and he's like
Yeah.
drooling
Yeah.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And
You were like,
"Don't
"Don't do that
to
to me." So I didn't. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. It's interesting that I overcompensated by being chatty.
Yeah.
And not the other way. Like, I'm just gonna sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So we got you home, and I mean, you were pretty sleepy for the rest of the day,
yeah.
which is understandable.
You're still kind of doped up too.
Yeah.
Like you're just kind of coming off all that stuff.
Yeah, and you're on painkillers that are pretty strong.
Yeah.
For the first.
As long as you need them, really.
Yeah.
A couple days for sure.
Yeah. So you were on those for a while, and I mean, really, you slept a lot.
Yeah. That day and the next.
Yeah, the first 2 days especially, you really didn't do very much.
Lazy.
I know. That's what I
Just
kept calling you. I kept
useless.
yelling at you, lazy. Yeah, get off the couch. Those dishes aren't going to do themselves.
No, I do remember I think maybe midday, day 2 of I got out of bed
Yeah.
and to the couch,
Yeah.
which felt like
Yeah.
a small victory. Yeah.
Yeah. See, otherwise after that,
Just steadily better every day.
it felt like each day was actually you'd go to bed feeling one way and you would wake up feeling better than you were of
Yeah.
any of the previous days.
Yep.
It
would
was
agree.
pretty noticeable where you would spend one day in a certain stage,
Yeah.
and the next day would be a different one,
A little better.
and then the next day would be a different one, and each one would get better and better. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you had to take your antibiotics
Yeah.
for how long was it?
A week, I think.
Was it a week? Okay. And the pain ones, you switched to Advil, kind of within
Or
a couple
Tylenol,
days.
whatever, after maybe day 3.
And you kind of
2,
bounced
3?
between those and the stronger
Yeah.
ones, depending on however you felt.
Yeah.
And yeah, otherwise,
yeah.
that was pretty much your recovery. You have to. I had to try to remind you not to do too much.
Especially around day maybe, I don't know, 4 or 5, something where you don't feel awful
Yeah.
anymore. So you're like, well, I could probably just do that.
Yeah.
And then you're like, either at the moment it hurts,
Yeah.
or even a little bit later
Yeah.
it hurts a lot, and you're like, maybe that was too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, because I've had small things done. I've had a mole removed kind of thing
Again,
surgically.
exactly the same.
It's basically the same. No, but I kept saying
Bad on
mine
the
was
dentist.
small compared to yours.
Yeah.
And I remember feeling that oh, I could do this, no problem. Mm-hmm. And then I couldn't.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's part of too. I know you're.
I'm just saying, and mine was less than yours.
Yeah.
So I kept trying to say mine was less and I couldn't do it. So don't push yourself because you don't want
Yeah.
you know.
And I think part of maybe the misconception, I think I did it too, was, oh, well, I'm only going to be sore where I have incision.
Right.
Well, that's bullshit.
No, because you have muscles that are like
Your
in
muscles
different
are
places
all over.
now, and like,
Oh my gosh, it just felt like my whole chest from like underneath my armpits
Yeah.
on both sides, all the way across, just like ribs to collarbone.
Right.
That whole part was sore.
Yeah.
Not all of it all the time, and
No.
not maybe to the same
Yeah.
severity all the time. But all the way in there. And I was so swollen, like you couldn't see my collarbones anymore.
No, that's
like,
right.
You're swollen up to your throat.
yeah, your boobs went all the way up to your throat.
No, but it's just a little bit swollen,
Yeah.
right? Like they're not sitting on your collar.
No.
What the actual implants weren't that high, although they do sit a lot higher than they will
Yeah.
once everything
Yeah.
chills out a bit. But it was really like, where did my collarbones go? Why, when I like touch the bottom of my throat
Yeah.
on the like it hurts
Yeah.
on the outside? Like what? It was just weird. It felt like one giant bruise, although it didn't
Right.
look that way. But that's kind of what
Yeah.
it felt like. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
I
just
bet.
very weird. And most of the pain is, especially after the first couple days, it's tolerable.
Right.
It's just weird.
Yeah.
And it's tolerable until you have like a kid jump on you. And
Yeah.
then you're like, holy fuck,
Yeah.
I'm dying, right?
Yeah.
Or it's fine until whatever, those
Right.
kinds of things, so
Yeah.
I think you are best to take it pretty easy.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
So
Which you
I had to
did.
go to my doctor 2 days after. And
2 days. Yeah.
they wouldn't
Something like
let me drive to that.
No, I
it
had to
had to
drive
be
you.
something where you got driven there, picked up, and
Yeah,
then they
that's
kind of
right.
give you the okay based on how your
Yeah.
recovery's going
Right.
after that.
Yeah.
So that was fine.
Yep.
Then she gave me a black compression bra, which I assume they think is sexier than the white one.
Sexiest. Yeah.
It's not. It's the
Yeah.
same.
Well, it is sexier, but
I mean, I guess, but it's not really.
Yeah.
But then it's still the same thing, does up
Yeah.
in the front and everything,
Yeah.
so you can get it on and off. Although you had to help me with that for
Yeah.
the first few days. You couldn't shower until you went to see her too.
Right. Yeah.
And then after that you could.
Yep.
You just had to keep kind of like checking things and
yeah.
putting tape on.
They
and
gave you
all that kinda
tape,
stuff.
right? Yeah, to put over top of the
the scar part,
scar area.
for scar like management, and
Yeah.
that and staying in that bra is for like the first 6 weeks for sure.
Right.
So it's okay. It's just it is
Yeah.
noticeable because it's not padded or anything.
Yeah.
Or it's not like, it's weird. It's a compression bra, but it's oddly not really the best support
Yeah,
you've ever
it's-
felt.
yeah.
And it's got these big wide straps and like your whole back. So like
Yeah.
you're not going to want to wear strappy tank tops. It's not going to happen.
Right.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I would do it in the winter for that reason.
Yeah, I agree.
Or whatever. Just own
Whatever
it. Who
works
cares?
for
I'm
you.
wearing a
I
compression
mean,
bra.
yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah.
Like that. There's
it's
that
no
too.
different than a sports bra, really, I guess. Like,
No, I guess that's true. That's true.
yeah.
It would only be if you knew what it was. Like we
Yeah.
could spot our own, Like I would know, but other people wouldn't know.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. And that's kind of where we are. Like,
We're
it's been
over 6 weeks
just over
out.
6 weeks.
I get to wear regular bras.
Yeah, you just bought some new bras.
Which was
you have to go
excellent.
and get resized for bras.
Yeah. Go and pay or whatever
Yeah, you have
to
to
get
do
at a real place. Don't just try on a bunch. It's
Yeah, go
you
get
could measure, I suppose.
You can, but
I
would
measured,
still
though.
go in.
I
And,
measured and ordered some online, and
yeah.
they came, and they're not good.
Yeah,
they're
weren't.
not right.
Yeah, so go get measured. Don't be shy about it.
Yeah,
Just tell them that you had like,
that's what I did.
and then
And they're used to it.
They'll
She just
understand.
said,
Like,
"Oh, okay. Do you have any swelling still?" And I
Yeah.
said no, and she was like, "Great." And then they just
yeah,
measure and size and try things on, and also you're
Yeah.
going to be in a bunch of different sizes depending on the brand of bra anyway.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, cool. So that's your boob story
I think so.
for where we are up to this
I mean,
point.
basically.
They've pretty much, for the most part, like kind of fallen a bit.
Yeah,
They're gonna
one
fall
side
more.
fell more than the other, which
Yeah.
is also really normal. Because I asked my
Yeah.
surgeon about that, and she said some people, one side kind of drops into the they called it a pocket. I was like, that's not exactly how I want
Right.
my boobs
Yeah.
described, but sure.
Your
so
boob pocket.
one of my boobs is in
Yeah.
the pocket, and one of them is a little
Yeah,
hovering above
But
the pocket.
I don't think it's noticeable.
No, I think it only
you
is for
probably
me.
notice it because you're looking at them like
And they
every
feel
day.
different.
Yeah.
They just feel different. One feels really normal.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, the other one is just not
Right.
fully normal yet. It's
Yeah.
fine. They look it looks good in clothes
Right.
and all that kind of stuff. But I just kind of notice it
Yeah.
like naked, but it's
Well,
fine.
I think you look great naked.
Thank you.
I've checked
I'm
you out
also
a couple times since you've got them.
you've been in the area.
Yeah.
You've been invited back.
Yeah. Performances.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's only been 7 weeks, 8,
Something like that.
almost
Yeah.
8. So that's I mean, they say it can take up to 6 months to fully see
Yeah.
your result as they will be,
Right.
and 2 to 3 months is really normal. And
Yeah.
she said sometimes people have it's very dramatically, like one is up
Right.
close to your collarbone
Yeah.
and one is not, and
Yeah.
people are like, why did I do this? Like, I look ridiculous,
Yeah,
or
it's
whatever.
too bad that
Yeah.
because it's two boobs.
Yeah, they-
that they fall in
Different
act on
times.
their own. You
and
know,
they
like,
heal differently,
Yeah.
and they might feel different, where you're
Yeah.
like, why is one side hard and one
Right.
side's nice or whatever? It's
Yeah.
just, it'll all get there.
Yeah, you just got to give it time.
Yeah.
Which is probably the most frustrating part because you just have to wait.
Yeah.
It's the only thing you can't control is time, unless you're like Thanos or something like that. Then you
Unless
can,
you have
I
the
guess,
time
skip
still.
ahead. Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah,
Yeah, I think once you start to feel good, it's a little annoying that you don't quite look
right.
the way like you can see glimpses of
Right.
like, oh, this is how this is going to go.
Yeah,
But I would say it's only been the last like couple of weeks where
yeah,
I'm starting, well, especially now that you can wear different bras,
Yeah.
so you can wear different shirts
Yeah.
and stuff. And I'm like, I understand how I'm going to look now. This is how this is going to be
yeah.
now. And it's cool. It's great. I'm
Yeah.
super happy.
Right. I mean, it's
yeah.
cool because you kind of get to, like, you have to reassess your wardrobe now at this point, too.
Very much.
Which can be fun.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, these ones make my boobs look awesome now. And, like,
Well, or like the boob shirts you had before
Yeah.
are now either amazing or they're almost too much.
yeah, yeah.
Because-
well, I can't wear this anywhere but to the club now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Of like a whole
Yeah.
just like section of stuff that is strictly club wear now,
Yeah.
where I could have got away with it at
Yeah.
like vanilla events
Yeah,
before. It's
yeah.
like it's far too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
I think if anybody has any other questions, like we didn't
Absolutely.
really get into, I don't know, like the size or the type or whatever. I
Yeah.
don't know if people care, and if you do, cool. Write in. We'll ask.
absolutely.
We'll answer whatever you want to
If
know.
you want to, if there's something
But-
specific you want to know about it, just let us know.
Yeah. In general, I would just say find somebody that you like,
Yeah.
trust, treats you well,
Yeah.
and if you want it, do it. Know
Yeah.
that you're going to feel awful,
Yeah.
but it's in the scheme of like life,
Yeah.
it's a pretty short amount of time that you feel awful.
I
And then you
agree.
feel medium for a while.
Yeah.
And then you're back to normal, and then it's almost just weird. Like
Yeah.
you
How-
just
how
you don't
normal
feel
it
bad,
becomes.
you just feel weird a little bit
Yeah.
sometimes, where like, oh, I feel like I move
Yeah.
different almost,
You know,
or something,
yeah.
you know?
That's- I mean, I kind of feel the same. Like when I started exercising, like my
Yeah.
shoulders got bigger.
Yeah.
I remember I kept bumping into like door frames. And it's like, what's wrong with me?
Miller's not the brightest.
No, like why am I banging into door frames? Like my shoulders keep scraping against things.
Yeah.
This is so weird.
Yeah.
So I imagine for you,
Kind of.
it's kind of the same thing.
I notice it when I cross my arms like over my body.
Yeah.
Things like that. There's
Yeah.
like more. It's anyways.
Yeah.
It's weird little.
I've
things.
accidentally grazed like,
Oh, yeah.
your boobs so many
So many
times
times
in the
with your
past like
penis
couple
and
weeks.
stuff.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
keeps,
It's
like,
just an accident.
accidentally. Yeah.
every
Yeah,
time an
that's
accident.
weird. I used to be able to pass through this region with my penis without touching anything, and
Now there's
now
all
there's
these
boobs in the way.
roadblocks in
Yeah,
the way.
it's weird.
It's super weird.
It's not the way you think that turns me on. The last thing I wanna do is listen to you talk. I don't wanna know what you're about. I just want your dirty little mind and your dirty little mouth.
They were like, "Your tits are too awesome for our bras."
No.